Black Bro TV. We back at you with another one. This is part 2 of the PPP loan frauders. If y'all don't mind, y'all watch. Should be interesting. You know, I'm gonna show a couple of more videos like I did in part 1. Just keep in mind that my motto is don't do it. Don't do it. And that's to anybody out there in YouTube land. If you're trying to have your greed overcome, you know what I'm saying, your mind state, and overwhelm you, don't do it. Don't do it. But we're gonna get into this video right away. I know it's gonna be a little short one, but here we go. But the title of this video is PPP Loan Frauds, Part 2. Part 2. Wait a couple of minutes. I'm gonna get the video ready, but it's about to come on. So bear with me. Hopefully y'all could hear the audio. If somebody like to comment, you know, y'all hit the comment section and y'all tell me if the audio is bad. That way I can do better on my videos like I did last time. Nobody told me, but at the same time, I figured it out when I watched the video. So my bad. But here we go.
All-in-one shaver you've been looking for.
About the allegations that Wiggins supposedly purchased 2 homes using federal funds meant for business use.
This house and apparently a house for her mom. Is that you?
No.
You're not her mother?
No.
The court documents go on to mention just how much money she spent and on what. Here's just a few listed in detail in these court documents. Over $78,000 on a 2020 Land Rover, over $25,000 at Saks Fifth Avenue, over $12,000 at Hermes, over $64,000 at Chanel, and $204,000 for a business in Houston.
That's a lot of money.
Nearly $700,000 for a home in Cyprus, and over $248,000 for a home in Katy.
Is there a time that she will be coming home?
Actually, she hasn't called me today, so I'm not sure when she's coming back.
And how are you related to her?
That doesn't matter.
We never got a straight answer from the person who opened the door. We did
That's
see
a
her
big
moments
house.
later get in an SUV and leave. Wiggins has been charged with bank fraud, making a false statement to a bank, and money laundering. She faces up to 30 years in federal prison. Mayra Moreno, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Let's stop the video right there. I mean, what y'all just witnessed, you know, was a lady that purchased a home through PPP loan. And when she got the PPP loan, let's go back and review the video. I mean, she started purchasing so many different things, and look at the estimates. You know, it doesn't make no sense. You know, that right there, man, that's a lot of money she used up, you know, and just listen to how much she used. We're gonna go back and review that. See if I can pull it up.
Documents. Over $78,000 on a 2020 Land Rover, over $25,000.
$78,000 on the Land Rover. Come on now, man. And then if you know you're scamming and you buy all these things, that stuff is documented. Is really documented, you know. I don't understand, but all the paperwork is straight right there in front of those people's eyes to see that you've been scammed. Receipts Don't lie. Trust me.
At Saks Fifth Avenue, over $12,000 at Hermes, over $64,000 at Chanel, and at $204,000 for a business in Houston, nearly $700,000 for a home in Cyprus, and over $248,000 for a
Look at what I'm saying. A home in Katy, $248,000. $204,000 for a business in Houston. A home in Cyprus for $688,000. God damn. How much money did she get? I hope y'all listen. Because a couple of $1 million, man, you get away with that. Ooh, I know you're feeling happy. I know you're so joyful that you think you can buy the world at that moment. But then when they come knocking,
allegations that Wiggins supposedly purchased 2 homes using federal
it's
funds
all
meant
over.
for business use.
As soon as they come
is
knocking.
apparently a house for her mom. Is that you?
No,
You're not her mother?
no.
The court documents go on to mention just how much money she spent and on what. Here's just a few listed in detail in these court documents. Over $78,000 on a 2020 Land Rover.
I had to watch it again.
$25,000 at Saks Fifth Avenue.
Man.
Over $12,000 at Hermes. Over $64,000 at Chanel. And at $204,000 for a business in Houston, nearly $700,000 for a home in Cyprus, and over $248,000 for a home in Katy.
Is there a time that she will be coming home?
Actually, she hasn't called me today,
Come on,
so I'm
people.
not sure when she's coming back.
And how are you related to her?
That doesn't matter.
We never got a straight answer from the person who opened the door. We did see her moments later get in an SUV and leave. Wiggins has been charged with bank fraud, making a false statement to a bank, and money laundering. She faces up to 30 years in federal prison. Mayra Moreno, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Doesn't make any sense. For y'all that's watching, just don't try. I'm going to play one more video, maybe 2 at the most. We're not going to go along with this. I didn't set up a schedule for this video, but at the same time, we in it.
Are you tired of watching busted in a payment protection plan con? An OC man is accused of taking millions of dollars from the government and spending it on exotic race cars. Investigators say he went to great lengths to cash in on the business program.
KCAL9 Orange County reporter Stacey Butler with how they say he pulled off the scheme.
Man.
A Ferrari, a Bentley, a Lamborghini, millions of dollars worth of sports cars purchased with your tax dollars, the feds say, by a scam artist who defrauded a pandemic relief fund.
Instead of using the money like a legitimate business to, help the business stay afloat, instead what's alleged is that he used the money for his own personal expenses, to take lavish vacations.
See, I don't understand the mindset of some people, when they think that it's a pandemic already, put it like that. It's a pandemic already, and all of a sudden, the government gives out some type of loan, and people think they can take advantage because so many other people getting it, and it's outrageous. That's what it is. It's just outrageous, for the mindset to think like that. I mean, greed will get you busted. If you take advantage and overwhelm yourself with the greed inside your mind, it will get you busted. Because once you get too greedy, it's just about over for you sooner or later. We're going to get back to the video.
And to purchase 3 luxury sports cars. a Bentley, a Ferrari, and a Lamborghini.
Investigators say last spring, 38-year-old Mustafa Qadiri applied for $5 million in PPP loans and got them. They say he used fake companies. He even had 4 business addresses in Newport Beach, websites online, and social media pages. But all of it, say investigators, were fake. Earlier this week, a federal grand jury indictment that was returned charges Qadiri with bank and wire fraud, identity theft, and money laundering.
The number of businesses that closed over the last year plus, the number of people hurting out there, and that there are unscrupulous actors who take advantage of what's a government program supposed to help people.
The people who truly needed help are reacting. Melody Bridges has a dance studio in the San Fernando Valley. She got a loan and barely survived.
It angers us. We had to go through so much stress to get the PPP loan. Without it, we would have gone under. The government, I think, had to work so hard to try to help small businesses like ours stay afloat during this incredibly challenging time in the world right now that everyone's going through. And to take advantage of it just, I think, creates massive problems for anything like this to happen in the future or in times of trouble.
He's being held on $100,000 bail. A jury trial is scheduled June 29th. In Irvine, Stacey Butler, KCAL 9 News.
Why aren't you the landlord? Yes, you.
Whew. It's totally bad, when they keep doing it. And, they got so many videos that's out there that's showing this. So, I'm not the only one. It's all posted. So don't take heed and get on my time for it. It's out there. If you're doing wrong, somebody gonna post it. Either the news is first of all. That's the first person to post it if they get to it. So think, people. We'll go to another video right quick and see some more scamming. It's sad to say it, and that's all races. It's not just one race. So no matter what video I'm showing, just because you see people, that doesn't mean I'm just talking about that race. It's different races all over that scamming. Scamming involves all races. So I'm just trying to put it out there so y'all can know that. We'll get back to the video.
Minnesota businesses have received more than $11 billion through the Paycheck Protection Program.
Tonight, the story of one company that got a loan. That company already on the ropes long before the pandemic hit, and a CEO that wasn't above trying to pull strings with politicians. Here's Tom Lydon of the Fox 9 investigators.
If you went only by the pictures promoting her business ventures, Kim Singh looked like a lady on top of her game.
She seemed super put together.
Traveling the world as CEO of Global Medical Services, a concierge medical tourism company, a middleman really between wealthy foreign dignitaries looking to receive treatment and Minnesota doctors and hospitals.
Always in suits, always in heels. When I met her, she was driving a 2016 Jaguar. Gorgeous, like $1 million home in the Lake of the Isles area.
This woman joined the company as an analyst in August of 2019. She says Kim Singh liked to brag about her political connections, especially with Attorney General Keith Ellison.
So you must have figured you got in with a baller.
Exactly, yeah.
That this was someone who was
the real deal, yeah.
The real deal and making things happen.
Yeah.
But only 2 weeks into the job, she learned Global Medical Services, with about 26 employees, wasn't making payroll. Some of her coworkers hadn't been paid in 4 months. She had a young daughter to take care of. She couldn't do that.
What did you make of that?
Well, I was pretty shocked. I guess that was nothing.
The embassies were supposed to send us $2 million before Eid, and they didn't.
Kim Singh claimed Saudi Arabia owed her nearly $2 million. The United Arab Emirates, nearly $500,000. And payments were due from Qatar and Kuwait as well. But Singh, she thought, wasn't showing much compassion for her unpaid employees.
They choose to pay, and yet they're getting angry about it, which is fine.
Well, I mean, it's understandable that they would get angry if they're falling behind on their mortgage and their car payment and they don't have health insurance.
Find another job. Find another job.
Kim, the legal implications, too, of not paying employees are huge.
But Kim Singh already knew that because she failed to pay 35 employees of 2 previous companies she ran, Premier Diagnostic Imaging and Minnesota Medical Imaging. The Department of Labor suing her and fining her more than $20,000.
I'm certain I'm not the only person that she has kind of screwed over, and there's got to be a long list of people in front of me and behind me that this is happening to.
Kim Singh is also facing lawsuits, like the one from Denise Petrica, who runs a small travel agency in Eau Claire. Kim Singh called and said the company was looking for a new travel agency and booked an extravagant business trip to Hong Kong. The bill was $29,000, and she hasn't seen a dime.
Honestly, right about now, that $28,000,
Hey, y'all see how-
$30,000, I mean, that's the matter of me being able to be open another few months.
Global Medical Services is also being sued for fraud by MD Capital, a finance company that purchased GMS's invoices for $4.3 million.
Whew. Y'all see how much or the length that people will go when greed takes their mind over. You know, I hate to say it, but that greed will get you busted. It doesn't take long. We're going to get back to the video.
When Singh was questioned about whether the hospitals were getting their money, she came up with this letter from M Health Fairview's CFO, acknowledging receipt of payment from Global Medical Services of $1.2 million. M Health Fairview tells the Fox 9 investigators the letter is a forgery. A spokesperson wouldn't say whether the hospital was ever paid.
There was nothing to even piece together when I left. Bill collectors coming left and right. We got evicted from our office, actually, while the staff were there.
According to court records, by November of 2019, Global Medical Services had virtually no employees, no official office, and not much of a business to speak of. But the global pandemic of 2020 would provide GMS with what you might call some new opportunities.
By this point, GMS had a new chief financial officer, Sam McQuaid, with quite a resume. The Fox 9 investigators learned he was convicted of felony theft in North Dakota last year for financial fraud involving his condo association. With McQuaid handling the books, in May of this year, Global Medical Services applied for the Paycheck Protection Program, receiving nearly $300,000 from the Small Business Administration, a taxpayer loan that's forgivable. Money GMS claimed would be used to retain its 40 employees. Workers, mind you, they'd already let go 7 months earlier.
Long story short, yes, the company is legitimate and is active.
A company spokesperson, Amy Gaston, told me the money was being used to drum up future business.
In applying for the PPP loan, GMS, Global Medical Services, says they have 40 employees. But by that point, you did not have 40 employees.
The intention was to hire all those people back.
I mean, I stopped the video because you got to think about it. That video, that last video that I'm showing you, you know, it's a business that don't exist. I think I showed one on part 1 of this PPP loan fraud. You know, when you making up stuff, you know the cops was coming. The cops, IRS, and jail time. 3 things. 3 things if you're looking at it. I don't know which hand that look right on this video, but 3 things. The cops, IRS, and jail time. Just think about that when you're doing the scamming. And you got to put that in your mind and put it out of your mind. It might become a thought, but you got to throw that thought away because it's coming. Bad times is coming for you. I'm going to finish up a video. Maybe I might do one more. And that's it. Man.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors.
And Global Medical Services was still looking to do deals, this time with the state of Minnesota, supplying fully equipped mobile ICU units for the pandemic. And Kim Singh called on Attorney General Keith Ellison to cut through the red tape. Singh had contributed money to his campaign. The Fox 9 investigators made a public records request to the Attorney General's office and obtained text messages between Kim Singh and Ellison's chief of staff, Donna Cassett, who helped her with the request. Kim Singh writes, "Thank you very much. You and Keith have been wonderful through this process." Cassett said she contacted the governor's office to see if there is someone there.
See, another thing, when you're doing scamming, I hate to say or tell y'all YouTubers or whoever watching this that you need to go paperless and textless. But if you're doing any type of scam work, you can't have evidence showing, that people will find, the cops will find, any type of evidence that's outstanding. You can't have that. And that's what people forget. When you're texting on the phone, that's evidence. That's records that show you've been messaging this person or that person or whoever it is that you're messaging, and if they will get back. This is all the thought process. If you're going to scam, you have to do it smartly and thoughtfully if you're going to get away with it, because people scam, millions of people scam every year, all during this lifetime and your lifetime and the next generation lifetime, and it's going to keep happening. Scammers been getting away legally, been getting away illegally, no matter what you think, so the people around you, you will never would know, sometimes the next door neighbor could be scamming, you wouldn't even know, but making up a business and whew, man, that's some major stuff. Let's get back with the video.
There that could take a look at her proposal. We'll keep you posted. Kim Singh responds, "Wow, you know how to rock and roll, get things done. Thanks." Singh checks in again when finally Cassett says, "Hi, Kim. Like Keith, I'm unable to advocate for state contracts. I was able to share your proposal and offer to facilitate a connection." In another text, Cassett appears to move the conversation to her political campaign email. An AG spokesperson tells the Fox 9 investigators Ms. Cassett was increasingly uncomfortable with Ms. Singh's persistent entreaties. She was afraid there might be another inappropriate request for help, and if so, did not want to receive or address it over state email. The spokesperson said there was no further communication.
Those emails.
But while Kim Singh was getting the rockstar treatment, former employees of GMS who complained to the Attorney General were left sitting in the lobby.
I sat in Keith Ellison's office for a while and I told them, this is what's been happening. This is crazy.
She never heard back. With GMS evicted, the lawsuits piling up, we spent most of the summer and fall trying to track down Kim Singh and her executive leadership team. We came up empty-handed. Denise Petrica knows the feeling.
Every time that we went after her, we tried to serve her, they couldn't come in contact with her.
And like so many businesses, her travel agency is just hanging on and needed, what else? A PPP loan to get by.
All the small businesses like mine that are out here struggling to make it and now figuring out how if we don't qualify for the forgiveness. And she's out there gaining this money for a company that doesn't even exist.
For the Fox 9 investigators,
I think that that's a bunch of garbage.
I'm Tom Lydon.
A spokesperson for the Small Business Administration says they don't comment on individual loans, but that to be forgiven, the loan must be used appropriately. If not, the SBA says they will pursue recovery of the loan and civil or criminal fraud charges.
That last statement he just said, that last statement, the loan will be forgiven, but everything has to be legit. If it's not legit, it's not going to work. And sometimes if it's not, it is legit, sometimes it doesn't work because it depending on other, numbers and, crunching everything up, all your information up. Doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means that something's not up to the level where they want it to be, for the loan to go through. But when you're scamming, it's not a good thing. And that's the point of these videos right here for PPP loan fraud. Don't do it if you know you gotta input negative or slick information, because they will find out. They checking everything. They checking. And once they start investigating you, they checking text messages. They gonna pull up to your house. They gonna everything you're seeing in the videos that's happening to those people, it will happen to you most likely. If not, you'll be getting a letter in the mail, or like I say, sooner or later, eventually it'll be jail time. That's probably the end all be all of that situation. Jail time. It's not a good thing, not a good thing. One more video and that's it. And after that video, I might just end it. We're gonna see. One more video for y'all. Y'all thanks for coming to my live.
And now to what's being called a multi-million-dollar scheme to defraud the feds. A man accused of using money meant for small businesses to buy this mansion in Central Florida, along with other luxury items. He got away with it for a while, but now he's been indicted.
The scheme helped him land millions from the PPP program, and Calvin's in the newsroom with the details.
Well, we've heard the story before. The man is accused of lying about his business, saying it had hundreds of employees with an average monthly payroll of nearly $3 million. But federal investigators say none of that was true. A federal grand jury has returned this indictment charging Don Cisternino of defrauding the federal government out of $7.2 million in COVID-19 relief funds. According to allegations in the indictment, Cisternino is accused of lying about his New York-based consulting company to get millions of dollars in payroll protection plan.
I gotta stop this video. Millions of dollars. Let me show y'all the amount again.
Consulting company to get millions of dollars in payroll protection plan funds. Investigators say during 2019 and 2020, the company had few or no employees other than Cisternino and his girlfriend. According to the indictment, in April 2020, the Bradenton man submitted a fraudulent PPP loan application, including false supporting documents and bank statements. The application says the company had more than 400 employees. Charging documents indicate of the $7.2 million the couple received, more than $3 million of it went to this mansion. Property records show Cisternino and his girlfriend purchased the home in July 2020.
7.2 million. Ain't that something? That's major. That's a lot of money. This dude did some real fraud. These people, look at his house. If you look at that house, that look like a Disneyland theme park the way it looked. Tennis court. They have swimming pool. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse moving on it, but on this video, but look at everything on that picture right there. Man, outdoor, probably like a little loft or tanning salon or something inside there. They got all kind of stuff. Back to the video.
The 12-acre estate boasts a British-style pub theater, 7 bedrooms, a tennis court, and a 5-stall horse barn.
Look at it.
Investigators say it was paid for with PPP loan money. The grand jury indictment also claims a trail of evidence reveals Cisternino spent thousands of dollars on pricey vehicles like a Maserati, Lincoln Navigator, and a Mercedes-Benz, all in a span of months in 2020.
And Cisternino has been indicted on 2 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of aggravated identity theft, and 3 counts of illegal monetary transaction. Louis, I'll send it back to you.
You know what they say, karma never forgets an address. All right, thank you, Calvin.
Karma never forgets the address. Man, that's major. I mean, you got to think about it. Just like the man said, you know, but usually what my way of thinking of it, usually when people get the money right away, they're going to start spending right away. And that's when the receipts building up and piling up. All the scamming, you know, buying that you're doing, going to car lots and buying Maseratis, BMWs, you know, whatever it is, Maybachs, no matter what it is, your lifestyle change instantly when you get that money. That's just like winning a Powerball. It's the same thing. You win the Powerball, most likely everybody gonna want to spend as soon as they get to cash the check or deposit the check. The check get deposited in their bank account, however much they put in it or whatever it is, they go through, you know, to get the money. Soon as they get it, they're right off the bat gonna start spending it, which is legit. You won the Powerball. But the scamming, you gotta think, the receipts following you, no matter what you do. So most scammers, they gonna go in their own name and they get caught like that instead of put it in somebody else's name and all this other stuff like other people do. Now, I'm not, you know, implementing y'all do that, and I'm not implementing y'all scam, but that's just the way we see scammers do. It's all on video, Google, all that stuff. So I'm not saying nothing that nobody ever heard before. So take it from me, the receipts will follow. Receipts will follow. You know, I might do a video on that. The receipts will follow. But I'm about out of here. This Black Bruh TV. I thank y'all for coming. Kia, I see you in the house. Thank you for watching my video. And hopefully there's many more to come. I'm about to be out of here. Peace out. You know, it's going to be a long day for me. I'm out. Black Bruh TV. Thank y'all. Peace.